Welcome to this explainer. Let's jump right in. Today, we're breaking down a massive piece of legislation that is literally about to fundamentally change how your business operates. We're talking about Colorado Senate Bill 26-189. We're going to take this incredibly dense, complex legal framework and transform it into a really actionable, structured guide for your organization. Because, let's be honest, if your business uses AI, and whose doesn't these days, this is something you absolutely need to pay attention to.
So, think about your automated systems using the analogy of an airplane autopilot. Today's AI is incredibly sophisticated, right? It can practically fly the plane from takeoff to touchdown most of the time. But when severe turbulence hits or the system is forced into a totally unexpected maneuver, someone in your organization still needs to know exactly how to grab the yoke. If the autopilot fails, the human sitting in that seat is the one held legally responsible. And that's exactly what the core focus of this new legislation asks. When your artificial intelligence makes a high-stakes choice about a real person's life, who's actually in charge? And more importantly, are they fully equipped and trained to override the machine?
Here is our agenda for today. We'll start with Colorado's new AI law, then go over defining meaningful human review, followed by training your human reviewers, equipping teams with data, and wrap up with handling consumer AI appeals.
Let's start with Section 1, Colorado's new AI law.
Looking at the actual text of the act, it specifically targets how organizations use what the state calls automated decision-making technology, or ADMT for short. We're talking about algorithms, predictive models, and AI systems that make, guide, or assist a judgment. But the key word here is consequential. The law isn't really interested in your AI spell checker, a basic spam filter, or the chatbot giving out store hours. It strictly cares about AI that materially influences high-stakes outcomes about consumers.
And the law explicitly outlines these high-stakes areas as covered domains. We're talking about education, employment, housing, financial services, insurance, healthcare, and government services. So, if your organization uses AI to evaluate people in any of these spaces, whether that's screening thousands of job applicants, evaluating a housing application, or calculating complex insurance premiums, you are legally defined as a deployer under this law. And that means you're directly impacted by its stringent new training and oversight requirements.
Moving on to Section 2, defining meaningful human review.
If we translate Section 6-1-1701 from legalese into plain English, meaningful human review requires an individual, designated by your company, who has the absolute, undisputed authority to approve, modify, or completely override the AI's output. They can't just be a passive observer mindlessly clicking next on a dashboard. They have to be an empowered decision-maker with the actual organizational clout to say, hey, the computer is wrong here and I'm changing the outcome.
Basically, true legal compliance means no rubber stamping. The human reviewer cannot default to whatever the machine decides just because it's Friday at 4:55 p.m. and clicking Approve All is faster. The law actually mandates that the reviewer must consider relevant, available primary evidence. So if the AI denies a consumer a crucial small business loan, the human has to actually look at the primary financial data, investigate the context, and make an independent judgment. They can't just blindly trust the AI's big red rejection flag.
Which brings us to Section 3, training your human reviewers.
You really can't just tell an employee, hey, keep an eye on the AI and consider the job done. The law explicitly mandates formal training. According to the text, a reviewer must be trained to conduct the review and trained specifically so they do not default to the system output. Listen closely to that because it's massive. Your organization is legally required to actively train the human bias out of your workforce. You know, that persistent, dangerous bias that just assumes the computer is always right.
So here is the exact curriculum your organization has to adopt to comply with the law. To legally conduct a meaningful human review, your training protocol has to thoroughly walk employees through 4 specific steps. First, they have to grasp the AI's intended use. What is it actually built to do, and what is it absolutely not meant for? Second, they need to understand its material limitations. Where are its dangerous blind spots? Like, does it fail when analyzing resumes from non-traditional backgrounds? Third, they must know the categories of inputs. What specific personal data is the system swallowing to make its choice? And fourth, they have to comprehend the principal factors the AI uses to generate the output. Now, importantly, the law notes you don't need to teach your HR or finance teams how to read proprietary source code, but they absolutely need to understand the fundamental logic the AI uses so they can effectively double-check its math and catch it when it inevitably stumbles.
Next up, Section 4, equipping teams with data.
The law defines a really strict legal handoff between the developer, the tech company that actually built the AI, and the deployer, which is your organization. Starting in 2027, developers are legally obligated to provide you with a comprehensive instruction manual. They have to give you a clear, documented statement on the intended uses, known harmful uses, data input categories, and explicit instructions for appropriate monitoring. But then the burden shifts completely to you. You have to take those developer documents and actively integrate them into your reviewer training. If the developer explicitly tells you the AI struggles to accurately assess certain types of non-traditional employment histories, well, your human reviewers must be explicitly trained to spot, intercept, and override those specific errors. You really can't claim ignorance if the warning was right there in the manual.
And finally, Section 5, Handling Consumer AI Appeals.
Getting this specific training right is absolutely crucial for your organization's compliance, because it all comes down to consumer rights. Section 6-1-1705 guarantees consumers the right to appeal an adverse AI outcome. If your AI rejects a candidate for a job or denies a residential lease, you have to formally notify the consumer that an AI was used. And if they experience that adverse outcome, they have the legally protected right to request a meaningful human review. This is where your training program is put to the ultimate test. It forces your formally trained human reviewers to step in, evaluate the primary evidence, correct any inaccurate personal data the AI might have relied on, and completely reconsider the decision from scratch. If a consumer appeals and your human reviewer just shrugs, points at the computer screen and says, "Sorry, the system said no," your organization is in direct, actionable violation of the law.
So, this leaves us with one final urgent question to chew on as you build out your compliance strategies. Is your human workforce truly ready to take the yoke when the autopilot fails? Colorado Senate Bill 26189 makes it crystal clear. Deploying AI is no longer a set-it-and-forget-it operation. The technology might be artificial, but the legal and ethical responsibility, that remains entirely human. It's time to start building that training program today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.